How we doing, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Wolf, and welcome back to Path of Exile's Ultimate Survival Guide, Season 2. Now, there have been some developments. I don't remember what number this is, by the way. It's like maybe 8 or 9 or something like that. I don't know. I'm probably going to stop talking about numbers now because I've more than likely forgotten. There has been some rather major developments, which is that 3.9 is obviously going to be the Bow League, as well as 3.9 is going to nerf Tornado Shot, which means I'm more than likely going to stop using Tornado Shot during this series. I'm probably going to switch back to Split Arrow, although I may use it just until I finish leveling the character, because obviously it's stupid fast, and it may not die from the nerfs. There's a chance that it's still busted as fuck, so maybe, because keep in mind, thing about Tornado Shot is you don't use it for end game, like top end clear. You use it for AoE farming. So we talked about a few ways on my stream that they could nerf it, but there's a good chance it will still remain with some sort of viability. Maybe not like god tier, but still. The other thing is that the end game in Path of Exile is going to entirely change, which is kind of a bitch regarding this series, because obviously my goal is to teach Endgame and Atlas and all this sort of stuff, and now it's going to kind of shift, because to put it lightly, teaching Endgame is now basically irrelevant, because in 3.9, or in 23 days from as you're currently watching this is all going to be entirely different, and obviously it's going to take a little while for all of us to understand it, so that means that Season 3 is probably going to be happening at some point. Season 3, I'm going to teach like spell characters and all that sort of stuff. So what's going to happen is instead of me teaching the end game, which I will still do, I'll showcase the basics of it. I'm going to focus the series more on teaching the character rather than teaching the end game, right? Because I can still explain how to do all this and all this sort of shit, but I'm going to explain more in the building of a character and getting a ranger up to snuff and making a powerful and effective character, rather than spending 20 minutes in endgame, or sorry, like 20 hours in endgame teaching how the Atlas works. And even I don't entirely know how the current Atlas works, so it's probably better for us that it's changing, but still. So I'm not going to be teaching the whole version of endgame. I'll teach the basics of it, so you can use that, if you're there right now. Otherwise, I think I'm going to focus more on the intricacies of the character and playing Speed Ranger, because Speed Ranger, more than likely, is never going to change. Obviously, with the bow changes next patch, I could eat my fucking words. We'll see. But, I mean, yeah. That's kind of the problem I've got now, is like, realistically, in about 23 days... anything I teach in Endgame is irrelevant, and potentially some of the Ranger stuff I teach is also going to be irrelevant, but we'll see about that. Because the last time they did overhauls or updates, everything stayed the same and just got better. So, I mean, aside from Tornado Shot, obviously. But everything getting better and more powerful means everything that I teach is still going to be effective and viable. So... there's that. We will see what happens in that regard. Like, obviously, I'll update you when we get patch notes and all that sort of stuff, but yeah. The fuck am I hearing? Either there's something outside, or, like, my PC is making a weird-ass noise. So, yeah, that's the updates to the series recently, is that new expansion has been announced that changes the entirety of Endgame, which means I'm going to focus Endgame basically entirely on how to build a character and how to go about getting characters sorted and prepared, all the sorts of stuff you can do to make items, crafting, and just making a good character that can take on most of the game, as opposed to doing Endgame stuff. So that means that for most of you who enjoy these sorts of things, there's a very good chance for Season 3. Yeah. I mean... this season's already going a whole lot faster than previous ones, right? Like, I've done so much more in the same amount of time. So, also haven't played this character in a while, so you'll have to forgive me if I do dumb shit. I'm gonna leave Tornado Shot on until I get to Blood Aqueducts, because that's where I start actually like power farming, or like where most builds come into their own. I just want to get acts like over and done with. So if you're watching this in 3.9 or any time past that, there's a chance that Tornado Shot's now garbage. Maybe it's still good, who knows. It all depends. They've nerfed things before and it's still been effective. Like they nerfed Arc, and they nerfed it really fucking hard, and it's still good. Like all of its damage and stuff is still effective, but they just nerfed its chain range, right? So you can still play it, and it's still pretty decent, but it can't chain to the whole screen anymore. So give and take. We talked about a couple ways for them to nerf Tornado Shot, and I think the only way to make it like really dead / complete fucking garbage is, you see how when I put on GMP there's a bunch of extra projectiles, yeah? I'm pretty sure the way to go about nerfing it is to make it so that it only fires one projectile no matter what, and then GMP just adds to the sort of like Nova of arrows, you know? So then instead of shooting 5x3 or whatever it is now, it just shoots 1 with a 3x4 from greater multiple, you know what I mean? So that cuts the projectiles almost in half, as well as gives you less screen coverage. That's one of the ways to nerf Tornado Shot, and make it, you know, remove its status as top dog. But other than that, if they do like damage nerfs or number nerfs, the thing about Tornado Shot is you play it on fast characters on low tier maps, generally, right? Back when Burial Chambers was tier 3, you played Tornado Shot because it was fast. You didn't need a ton of extra damage, right? Remember how I was saying in the last episode, or one of the last episodes, about build circumstance? I just got one shot, sick. Yeah, remember what I was saying about build circumstance, right? Where certain builds are useful for certain things. Tornado Shot, you generally didn't take into that high of endgame. I mean, don't get me wrong, you could if you wanted to. But most Tornado Shot or speed farming builds are built around, you know, speed farming, right? So if they just nerf its numbers, it doesn't really make a difference. You just put a little bit more into damage than into clear speed than you did before, and you're back to where you were to begin with. So we'll see what happens there, and obviously as a result of that, I'm not going to be sticking with Tornado Shot for like endgame. I don't think I was going to anyways, because I wanted to play a bleed style ranger and probably go like split arrow or any of that sort of thing. Oh man, he's fucking toucaning me. Wonderful. He's made it into the video. Absolute legend. My first Patreon, who's lasted I think a year. It's fucking whack. But yeah. So once I get to Blood Aqueducts, did that mirror arrow just disappear? Sick. Once I get to Blood Aqueducts, I'm going to go back to Split Arrow, more than likely. So, let's actually go back to talking about the game. We're in Act 7 now, which is a pretty okay act. Out of all of the acts past, like, fucking Act 5, I think 7's, like, the most decent. The pathing is to go to the crossroads and go straight down, because you need to find Milagro's map in here. Then from there, you go back to the crossroads waypoint, and you go straight up into Chamber of Sins. And that is where you get, what is it? That's where you put the map into the map device in there. You go run a map, you kill the boss in there, and you keep progressing on from there. So, that is what we're currently here looking for. Also, next league looks pretty intriguing so far. Let me know your guys' thoughts on it if you're watching this live, obviously. Elemental damage with attack skills. That could be useful. Obviously, I don't know if it's going to top my current kind of meme bow, but still. Considering next league is going to be ranger buffs and whatnot, I'm going to actually be league starting as a ranger, which is not something I normally do. I normally play a lot of Marauder, as I'm sure most of you guys are aware. If you take a look on my channel for any length of time, you'll see that I've played more Marauder than I have basically anything else. Why? I don't know. I'm a Barbarian main in Diablo 3, so It translates pretty well. But yeah, I don't play much Ranger, but Ranger I think is my second most played class, if I'm gonna be honest with you, because this whole speed element and speed style of things is pretty fucking good, if I'm entirely honest. Let's pick up that staff. That's worth 7 jeweler. I'm gonna get one shot. Alright, we're good. We're good. 6 socket staffs, or 6 socket items in general, are worth 7 jeweler's orbs to a vendor. Now, I wanted to pick that up and talk about that because in 4.0, they announced a change to the way gems work. So this is irrelevant right now for anyone currently watching, but if you're watching during 4.0 and you're binge watching all my series or something like that, I don't know, maybe I fucking struck it big or something. In 4.0, they've changed the way that the gem socket system works entirely. You instead roll for sockets on gems instead of itemization, as well as fusings are gone, which means that 6 socket items are now worth 7 fuse. Yeah. So, when 4.0 rolls around, or if they release the gem system early, you can use that for a little bit of currency abuse. Did I find the map I needed? Yes, I did. Alright, let's dip out of here and go back to where we were going. I got my coffee with me. I just woke up recently, so I'm sure you can probably tell by my voice. So it was 7 jeweler, in case you missed it, because I fucking did. Decent added fizz. It's not gonna beat my bow. I mean, I need to make a better bow one of these times, but like, how much elemental do I do with those? Not a whole lot. Obviously, I do decent elemental with Hurl of Ash, but see if I can craft something interesting. Do I have a scour? Yeah. Okay. You gotta be fucking kidding me. Oh man, you can tell I've turned my recording on. Jesus. You can tell that I started recording. Oh, it's like when I streamed the other day playing my Bladestorm Berserker, and I dropped a 6-link out of its Ares Vaults. An armor 6-link with 99 HP. And I was like, well, that's pretty useful. The only problem is that it was hybrid. Like, that's the only issue. Fire damage. These are all crafts you might not have access to, by the way, so I'm probably not going to craft them on. Yeah. But still, that's fucking wild. Oh, that fizz rolled so low, too. But it hit attack speed as well, like, the actual fuck, man. Like, I don't fucking even. I think this is craftable. I'm pretty sure we should have that. Only problem is we're not doing much elemental damage. I mean, we're fucking going to by the time this is done. What's manageable here? We'll get added fire damage. There you go. Boost its damage up a little bit. Go through the extra bit of currency. Alright, put the flesh and stone in there. Then we go from 875 to 1.1. Sick. Also, I have like gear now because I've been playing my actual SSF character. So let me know your thoughts on that whole scenario. Like, I've got a chest piece that'll basically make my fucking character unkillable. Like, hang on, let me see if I can show you. This one. Like, I'll basically be able to be unkillable. Now, what I think I'm going to do regarding putting stuff on from my stash is I will eventually, but I'm going to showcase going from like tier 1 all the way up, right? So I'll craft all my gear myself to start, and then once we hit like, you know, tier 10, all that sort of stuff, I'll start putting it on myself. Or start putting on the extra stuff out of my stash. So I'll showcase how to build gear and how to go about doing all this sort of fancy stuff. And then after I've showcased how to build gear, I'll go through my stash and use everything at my disposal. So I'll use whatever currency I farm and all that sort of stuff. I'll show you the authentic solo self-found start. And then after that, after I teach all that, I'll put on my my stash gear, and we'll just have a good time. We'll just see what happens afterwards, right? That'll be like the end of league celebration type thing. Man, coffee's good. But I'll tell you what, the other day, oh fuck. I was about to sit down and do a 5-hour project, which I don't know when this is gonna come out, but it's probably gonna be before that project comes out. The fucking video is like an hour long and highly edited. One of my proudest content pieces so far. And I sat down to go and do the said 5-hour project, and I had a coffee in front of me, and basically what happened was I went and I poured it, then I went and I took a piss, and I came back, grabbed my coffee, sat down, took a giant swig, and realized I forgot to put sugar in it. So, yeah. That was basically the start of yesterday. So that was always fucking fun. I mean, I've done stupider shit, don't get me wrong, but like, oh god. It's sort of the start to the day, and you're like, oh, so it's gonna be one of these days, isn't it? But yeah. Alright, so put the map in the map device. Don't die more than 6 times here, because then it closes and you have to go back to the crypt to find another one. And don't ask me how I know that. Let's just say I've played some stupidly bad builds and leave it at that. So, I don't know, man. You're telling me cast on death characters aren't viable? That's some bullshit. I don't even think it was cast on death. I think it was a righteous fire character that was organized horribly. That or I was leveling with someone else. I think I was also doing that. Because like only one map drops if you're playing in a group or something like that. I think they fixed it from when it happened, but there was some fucking weird ass glitch that happened in this area when I was leveling in a group with someone else. So, man, tornado shot is actually stupid. Like, this is so fucking dumb. Yep. I saw it. I wasn't fast enough. That's what I get. Alright. Next portal. Oh, this is what happens when you level, or try to level quick, right? These enemies are also a pain. Watch out for the scorpions. And make sure you keep moving like 24/7. Because this zone will delete you if you stand still. These sorts of enemies, when they do that, then their tail goes down, they spike at a certain position, and it does way too much damage to undergeared characters. So always try and keep moving, especially if you're playing melee. Like don't stand still, even if you're playing like a melee character. Obviously trying to avoid projectiles. I'm bleeding right now, so we'll see what happens. I might just fucking bite it. Let's go up top here. Should be over here. Let's try and stay away from the projectiles. There we go. Just keep moving, keep an eye on things, you know. The APM sort of style of play. Works pretty decently. Dude, tornado shot's whack. Like, seriously. So, speaking of, like, Ranger, and actually, I'll talk about that after this. This is Milagro. He does a teleporting attack, and then at 25%, I believe, 25 or 50%, he summons minions, or like an angry dude for him. Here we go. Here's the first one. Watch out for their sort of ranged attacks. This one's projectile based. Obviously, don't stand in any of it. Not that hard. Pretty easy. Milagro comes back as well at certain points. Ow. Try not to get hit by Milagro's jumping attack. You can avoid it very easily. Also, don't get hit by those projectiles, because you'll get nuked pretty hard. If you just kite around him in the circle that I'm going, you can avoid pretty much all of his mechanics. And then this thing also does projectiles, and then runs straight at you. So that's always fun. So, try and stay away from this guy. Avoid his projectile attacks. Like, keep close on them, and you shouldn't have much issue. Just obviously don't get hit. Just don't get hit, forehead. But if you stay at like a decently close range, you won't have much issue. And then from here, it's just him. He gets enhanced with fucking killing spree. So, watch out for that. Try not to get flopped by killing spree. And just work your way around him. Oh man, stay decently close, and you shouldn't have much issue. Obviously, if you're playing a very slow character, you might not have a good time, but easy enough. And then you talk to Then you gotta port out of here and talk to the chicken town as well as this dude. Make sure to grab our key, and then from here, I actually want that red beast. I want free uniques. That'll be useful. If you find, I don't have enough damage to kill it, do I? Yikes. Maybe I do. It'll just take a little while. If you find red beasts, or if you find Einhar in the first place, make sure to kill like the red beast, because they basically give you a free unique later on. I'll explain how that works when we get there. But until that point, just kill anything with this red icon. If you can. Sometimes you can't, and that's okay too. I've ran into red beasts on my main character that I can't fucking kill. So, if you can't kill it, it's more than fine. Just move on. But, you can kill this now, or like struggle through it now with Einhar's help. And then later on, when we're geared up at level 70, you come back and you kill it, and it still gives you the same unique. Because the thing about unique items is that their level doesn't matter, aside from one case, which is with a prophecy, which is something I'll showcase in a long time. That means that any unique you get is the exact same unique no matter what eye level. I don't know if there's any variations on that sort of thing. So like an eye level 1 like Loctonial Caress versus an eye level 120 Loctonial Caress is the same fucking item. Armor value doesn't change, like nothing changes. So make sure you get red beasts. And then we will cover that later when we get to the Einhar section. Once we get to maps and stuff, I have a lot to cover. I'll cover all the masters and the sort of shenanigans they do. I still need to make a update video because I'm gonna shock my entire fan base when I say I've changed my opinion on Betrayal. But shh, that's a story for a different day. But some people who are watching this for the first time, like, let me know in the comments. I'm actually curious about this. If this is like the first piece of content you watch from me, and if so, why not start with the melee one? But like, yeah, it's probably mostly returning people watching Survival Guide, so yeah. You guys probably know my opinion on Betrayal, but surprisingly it's changed, not gonna lie. Because who would have guessed? When you can opt into getting ass fucked, it's a little better. Anyone who does not know my opinion on that is going, what the fuck? And the rest of us can have a communal laugh at their expense. Oh, man. I just love that whole sort of, like, idea, you know? Of, like, I affected someone's life with some of the stupid shit that I've done. Or, like, I say an off-the-cuff joke that is top quality, and someone, like, just loads into my stream, hears the joke, and then leaves, and that's their whole life impact from me. Is just some probably accidentally racist joke. That whole concept is just fucking hilarious to me. My whole impact on their life is a top quality meme. Man. That's my favorite part about saying risky stuff whenever I stream or something like that. Is like, there could be someone who joins right now, and their first impression of me is some accidentally hardcore racist joke. And that's my favorite thing. Like, genuinely. Stupid shit like that is my favorite sort of stuff. Or fucking Genji will make some bad racist meme, or Ilya will make a fucking bomber joke. Or I'll say 9/11's my favorite holiday. And that's like all he hears. And he's like, I don't want to deal with this man anymore. I'm out. That, or if he's like the rest of us, he's like, I'm gonna stay. Oh, man. And thus the clusterfuck grew 3 sizes that day. That whole concept is just great. It was even better when I was like in high school, because I could overhear people's conversations and all that sort of stuff. So that meant that they could overhear me as well. So when I said fantastically stupid jokes as they walked by, like there was some times where I said specific things, and I just see people turn back at me with a disgusted face. Oh man, there's nothing better in life than... There's nothing better in life than that sort of fucking shit, man, I tell you. Just ruining someone's day with a top quality joke because people can't take fucking comedy. I saw something on Facebook today. I'm basically filling air, in case you're curious. In case you couldn't fucking tell. I saw something on Facebook today that said, how the actual fuck did a generation that grew up on Family Guy and South Park grow up to be so offended by everything? And I got no fucking answer for you, but that in general is hilarious. Like, oh, man. I don't even get it, man. I don't get it. Like, I grew up on top quality comedy, and as such, you know, but like, people who grew up on the same thing are like offended by everything. It's like, fucking why? Can you right click on... Yo, I just learned something. What the fuck? You can right click off auras via the icon. First of all, that's horrible. But like, that's new to me. I did not know you could do that, genuinely. But at the same time, that's also very, very bad. Because that means that I could accidentally panic click up here and just disable a buff or something. Can I just... Okay, I can't right click off Tailwind, so that's good. Because I was like, eh. But you could disable, like, your aura that's keeping you alive. And then just die, so... You could be on low health and accidentally right click Discipline. And it's like, well, guess we just die. So, well, what, 1,500 hours almost now and still learning things? Sounds like PoE. Honestly, that's the one reason that I like PoE so much. Well, like is a strong word. It's a love-hate relationship. It's an abusive relationship. We'll just take it like that. But, is that every time that I play, there's always the opportunity for me to learn something new. Or do something new. Or all these sorts of, things, like stuff for me to engineer, all that sort of stuff. That's the best part, I think. So, alright, Groost. He does Rains of Spears. He throws spears. He throws multiple spears like that. You can avoid it by staying around a pillar if you want to. If you're playing melee and wondering why you got one shot by him, you probably stood in his face when he did the spear throw. So obviously in our case, we just go back and forth. We won't have any issue. If you're melee, just corpse run him. If you're in hardcore, bad decision. Yeah. If you're in hardcore, just take it slow. Also, if you're in hardcore, you probably have a build that's more than effective enough to one-shot him. And now we die because we killed him and our leech ran out. There we go. Boss dead. Ivory bow, do I care? I'll take a look. I have 1 wisdom scroll. Sick. Yeah, no, it's not going to be what I've currently got. And then we get Pantheons, which are basically fucking irrelevant. We're going to take a chance to avoid bleeding and reduced bleeding while moving. Alright, grab those. I'm going to sneeze very hard in a second. Oh, fuck. Alright. I think I'm going to go for an hour-long episode because I want to actually push out as much endgame content before the new league comes out, you know? Like, I want to showcase that sort of stuff because essentially I'm on like a weird sort of time schedule now because I'm putting out survival guides roughly every like 2-ish days, right? Because I want to keep it on a schedule and then not overload myself and not have survival guide be everything on the channel. I want to do different things, right? But because of that, that means I also, now that I'm on a time schedule, need to up the time per episode if I want to make it to endgame and showcase that sort of stuff, you know? Because, like, I have content up to, like, what, the 25th, and we're, like, the 20th or something like that right now. So, if I'm doing half-hour episodes, then by the time I get to endgame, it'll be, like, you know, the 3rd or the 4th of December, in which, you know, at that point, Merry fucking Christmas. But, this league... and the new league comes out on the 13th, I think it is. Yeah. So we got 23 days, basically. And that means I've basically got, like, math, 24 divided by 2. I've got 12 episodes. So it's crunch time. Well, not so much crunch time, but like in 12 episodes, I can do a lot considering how much we've done in 8 already, right? So, in 12 episodes from here, I can definitely teach you how to fully build a character and like be sorted. But that also means that I've got to optimize the timing of things if possible, and you know, make it to Endgame especially. All right, so first things first is Northern Forest. You want to look for the Dread Thicket. This is a side area that is going to give you your main quest stuff. These are called time skips, by the way, if you do an area before you're supposed to do it, even though it's in like the main story. Like, remember how I showed you with docks and all that sort of stuff to go there and get the thing you need early? That's what I'm doing right now. We're looking around for fireflies in here because those are for the main quest. So if we grab them now and then we go there afterwards, we don't have to go back, right? It avoids backtracking that is built into the campaign. I know, it's stupid, but do what we can to minimize that and avoid that. This is also really good XP if you're like racing and low on XP. This is a really good way to solve that problem. Now, what I was saying beforehand about Ranger and my league starting Ranger is the next character that I plan on playing, which I'm actually taking a different approach to how I do things. Normally I reroll all the time, make different characters and all that sort of stuff, and just build different builds because that's what I enjoy. But recently I've really been like hating fucking leveling. Like, I'm not a big fan of what I'm doing right now. The only reason that I'm obviously leveling currently is because I'm able to teach things. I am not in the mood to level or do anything like that. But, you know, survival guide, I get to teach stuff. It kind of softens the blow of leveling for the 945th time, you know? But, yeah. Okay, this is a side quest boss right here. I don't know if I can do it, but we're gonna just fucking corpse run it, because we're here. I should be able to do it. Essentially, melee boss. Don't get hit by it. Like that. Yeah. This is gonna be a fun one. Probably gonna be a corpse run, but whatever. Just kite around it. Should be okay. Keep distance. What the fuck? I don't even know what's hitting me, I'm not gonna lie. Don't stand in the black things on the ground, because they, I believe, do damage to you. Just... Ow. Just slowly kite it out. Avoid projectiles. Ow. Why is Mirror Arrow gotta be so slow, man? It's getting to the point where I'm actually okay with dying because I can get a flask reset. Kite it out, keep avoiding projectiles, and there we go. Okay. What I was saying before I got rudely smacked in the face by a bear is that I plan on playing a Scourge Arrow Pathfinder next league, which is going to be intriguing. So this is kind of like soft practice in a way for that, because the way that I'm going to make my endgame weapon for this character is kind of the same as what I'm going to do for my next character, because I'm going to be using the exact same piece to craft it. Essentially, there's a fossil that gives you bleed stuff. It's a thing for crafting. I'll explain it once we get there. It gives you bleed and poison modifiers. Obviously, this character is bleed, right? My next character I'm working on is poison. So I get to get a little bit of soft practice for my next character through this one, which is pretty good. If this has come out already, or if you're watching this at a point where both of those are out, feel free to take a look at that character if you want something else to play. You could probably use it for the exact same thing I'm doing here as like a starter, because I've already built the character and it is stupid powerful. Literally, it only has a bow on it and it does 1,000,000 damage. It does 1,000,000 DPS with just an average bow. It's pretty wild. And Herald of Agony, its little minion companion, does 100k per tail spike. So its damage is pretty up there. As well as I think I can also go like Toxic Rain and level it that way if I want to do things faster. Because thanks to Mirage Archer, you know, the thing we've got on our head here, Scourge Arrow, the skill that I'm using, is a channeled skill. The only channeled bow skill in the game. So you charge it up, and then you fire it. Now, this sounds really stupid, because this means you have to stop moving. And that means, you know, it is really stupid. But because of Mirage Archer, we channel it one time, and Mirage Archer channels fully. So we're firing double the arrows, and double the arrows with one that's guaranteed full charge. Because Mirage Archer is always going to full charge the arrow before it releases it. Which means that on boss fights and all that sort of stuff, we're able to keep up damage while dodging. Which is insane. So, the character sounds pretty good. Obviously, I haven't played it yet. I'm looking forward to playing it, though. Like, looking forward to it. Like, very much so. So much so that if it wasn't a new league, I would almost roll it now. It's one of those characters I've wanted to play for a long time. So I'm quite happy to actually be playing it soon. One can hope, but yeah. So yeah, that's my upcoming Ranger stuff. Normally I play a lot of Marauder, but Ranger is my like second most played. So maybe I'll do a how to play Ranger, or like how to build Rangers later on. We'll see. But yeah. In case you're curious. That was a little sneak peek at what the 5-hour project was. Oh man. I don't know, like I'm quite proud of how that turned out, but at the same time, I feel like I could have done more. I feel like I didn't do enough, even though I did a shit ton. Which is kind of weird, but I don't know. The whole, like, editing scenario for content is really, like, weird sometimes. Can we port over there? Thank you. It's like, I've done a shit ton of, like, editing. It looks all nice and fancy and all this sort of stuff, but it's like, could I have done it better? You know? I don't know. Maybe I've got problems with second guessing myself. Probably do. But still. Who knows? We'll see. I'll probably update you when it comes out. It's slated for, I think I want to put it out for December 1st. Probably. So. It's the sort of thing where it's like, oh, just put it out as fast as possible. But it's like, but it can be a Christmas celebration. So, yeah. I don't know, there's been a bunch of stuff. I'm getting closer to 10,000 subs, as well as, what is it, we're at like 2 million fucking video views or some shit like that, so. I figured it's only about time I put all of my editing skills and stuff into something. And a shit ton of time into something. That would be and will be used for a long time to come. So. When you guys see it, you'll know exactly what I mean. But yeah, this is probably gonna be out slightly before December 1st, because it's probably gonna be out on like the 26th or something like that. But so, little sneak peek of that. I'm also gonna premiere it, which is a new feature that YouTube's got. So that'll be interesting. It means people can like watch it and comment on it like it's a stream. It's weird, but yeah. Welcome to Vol City. This place is a fucking disaster. This place is why I'm looking forward to the second campaign, because I will never have to do this shit again. Essentially, this zone is one giant fucking maze, and one absolutely giant disaster. The only trick that I've found to this area is left and in. And sometimes that doesn't work, because it's layout dependent. Sometimes, on certain layouts, you're just going for a fucking journey. But, my plan that I normally do is go as far left as possible and then try and work my way in if I can. Normally it's near one of these books for where you want to go. So did we get cucked? We did this time, which kind of sucks. I could probably use the shrine as like a notifier sometimes. Could be left of us right now. But yeah, welcome to a giant maze. Enjoy your stay, even though you absolutely won't. Look for, obviously, a quest icon. I'll take a card, thank you. Look for the quest icon, or a waypoint, because that's where we're supposed to go. Could be there, could be over there. Who knows, at this point. Like, we're just here for, what is it, a good time and not a long time? Well, that's the millennial saying anyways. Nope. Quest icon would have shown up by now. And this is where things get real whack. Let's go farther left, if I can. I fucking hate this zone so much. Sometimes it's over in like 2 minutes, and sometimes you're here for 20 minutes. Like, I fucking hate this shit. It was on the right-hand side, wasn't it? It was that one little alcove that I didn't go into. Well, shit. Because now I'm out of flasks. Now, if I was racing, I would, town portal scroll right now. But fuck that. It's a lot of work. I think it's here. Could be. It could be in here. Let's see. No. Would have gone off by now. Fuck off, Alba. I'll deal with your shit later. I don't even know if I will. Oh, no. Is it top right? Like, there's no way it's up here. This is whack. God, fuck this zone. The fuck was that? The fuck was that volume 2? Yo, we're hearing noises and I'm not like... The fuck? I heard noises from my loot filter and they didn't show up. Big sad. So there's something over there. Oh, good God. Like I said, sometimes you're here for 20 minutes. Fuck this fucking zone. Alright, well, let's try the other way. Oh, wait, I think it's up and down. That might be it. Yo, I actually fucking despise this area. What's in there? It's gotta be, right? Yeah. Holy, what a fucking journey. Now just imagine that when you're trying to clear acts as fast as possible in a race. Yeah. One thing I do need to do, eventually, is like find one of the top racers from like, say, the Exile Con race or whatnot, and just like analyze their fast runs and figure out how the fuck they do runs to Katava in like 4 hours. And then do like an entire video on how to go about getting that fast. Because my to Act 9, which is like Blood Aqueducts where I start farming, is how long normally? Like 8 hours? Something like that. 6 if I get really lucky, sometimes. 6 if I'm on a really good build and I get really lucky. But like, most times it's about 8 hours is what I've got it down to. Which isn't that bad. But at the same time, that is like a full day of PoE. So, if I can get there in 4 hours and, you know, get that more optimized, then we're really in business. That's like one of my goals before Metamorph comes out, is to try and get that time that much faster. Which I think most of the time loss is in the back end, because I can get to like Act 3 in about an hour and a half to 2 hours. Which obviously doesn't sound that great if we're going on a 4-hour like schedule, but I'm pretty sure I know why or how, because like I've watched a little bit of other people's like races. Like I watched some, like a slight bit of Rise racing the other day, and I realized that I do things very, very fucking wrong. Like he ran through the entirety of Coast, didn't kill a single mob, and I'm like, huh, that's not how I do that. So that might be part of why. Now, considering next league I'm playing a character that's using Mirage Archer Toxic Rain to level, most likely, means I only have to shoot my Toxic Rain enough to keep my Mirage Archer up. And then Mirage Archer will passively level me through the early zones, which is going to be huge. So, I'm gonna need to keep an eye on that sort of thing. Or like practice those sorts of things even more. Because the problem that I have is like it's an action RPG, so I kill shit pretty often. But in an action RPG, you want to actually cut down on the amount of shit you kill, if you want to race or level quickly. Like, as I said, he went through the first zone, didn't kill anything. Anything. And by the time he had gotten to Submerged Passage, I think he had killed, like, a max of 10 packs. It was kind of fucking wild. So, I definitely needed to adapt and change my plans a bit more. So, I don't know. I think it's, like, killing blue packs and killing rares, like, quickly, is where a decent amount of XP comes from. So, like, you want to make big groups. I know that much. Like, you don't want to stop to kill a pack if it's not worth the XP. I'm impressed I didn't die there. Not gonna lie. So, like, this sort of scenario, like, if I could one-shot that rare on, like, a fully optimized, you know, trap build or some stupid shit like that, then you stop there and you hit that. But, like, that sort of pack with, like, 3-ish enemies was not worth my time of stopping to kill, you know what I mean? Or optimizing, like, arrow shots per kill. Not mean. It's like a weird sentence, but still. If I'm stopping for 0.5 seconds to kill one enemy, is that really an effective use of time that could be getting to endgame / getting XP? That's where a tornado shot is useful, because it picks up all the other excess trash, right? And obviously I need to learn my back-end layouts more, so... That sounds really bad if you don't know what I mean by that, but like, Act 6+, I need to learn the layouts a bit better. Most of my layout knowledge is all like, just pray it's good enough and we'll get there. I just skipped through like half this fucking floor. Like, don't mind if I do. Vault side area, don't really care. I don't plan on using one. I actually did skip half this area, sick. What a fucking blink arrow. So it's probably bottom right hand corner. If this works like the other zone in Act 3, it should be alternates, right? I got cocked. Can I teleport there? Oh, that would have been so good. Teleport like around the corner. Oh well. Lost a little bit of time there. Such is how it goes. Alright, Akaraali. This is the final boss of Act 7. And it's kind of a pain in the ass. Kind of easy. It's all about dodging mechanics. The boss does not move, so just try and avoid all of the stupid shit they're going to throw at you. Don't stand in the crossbeam. And don't get breathed on. Like, imagine your dog's breathing in your face. Like, you know, like, move away from it, right? But obviously, easier to say than do sometimes. Especially when you're playing a build that gets one tapped at the moment the animation comes up. So this is generally a corpse run boss if you're playing a squishy as fuck character that can't one-shot it. Also, you can't one-shot this boss. Fun fact, it has phases. So. Also moves around the room to awkward, like, spots. There we go. Going for that corner. You can tell when they go for their animation. Now, also, when that happens, prepare to fucking die, by the way. Because we phased her at just the right time, but what happens is that same mechanic pulls you right into her, and then she does that breathe. And then you just fall over. So, yeah. Never said it was a hardcore guide. Alright. So what happens when you play squishy rangers? Avoid that. Ow. Can you stop doing that off screen? That would be fucking grand. I don't really care, like, about dying on recording anymore. Like, I could give a shit less. It's happened too many times to me on stream. So, just corpse run it if you have to. Welcome to Acts. Welcome to Acts with speed gear. And then breathe. Yep. I was out of that. Fuck off. So like I said, it forces you into her, and then it breathes on you, and then you die. Generally. Of course, the one that's supposed to kill me doesn't kill me, and the ones that aren't supposed to kill me, kill me. As I said. I even saw that animation. I fucking moved out of it, and it RNG'd towards me. Oh, that's cancer. That is actual cancer. Alright. Come on. Ow. You're getting flung straight at me. The problem is, you want to stay, like, as close as possible so you can see the animations wind up. But that also means if the breath hits, you're dead. Alright. We're good. We baited that. Ow. Let's try and keep moving. Sometimes you can, if you stay in one spot for too long and then you dash to the other side, you can bait the animation to that corner, you know? That makes sense. And then this happens. Yeah, and then it gets followed by that. This boss is like a bit cheese, let's be honest here. Considering I normally play tanky characters, I can normally just face tank all the mechanics. That, and dodge that. Okay, I didn't get RNG'd that time. I could have swore I got hit, not gonna lie. I might have dodged it with evasion. I could have fucking swore I got hit. Oh well. I'm not gonna argue, right? I think I need leech. I'm pretty sure I've gotten none. Ow. Yep. Dodged the wrong way. Should have probably died there. Any time now. The wonders of not having portals. If only I had Culling Strike right now. There we fucking go. Oh, that boss is a pain in the ass when you're doing low damage. Oh well. We got there. As I said, don't play hardcore in Path of Exile. Waste of fucking time. Because then you can't corpse run. Perfect strategy. Alright, and now we enter the last act before we power farm. Essentially. So, welcome to Act 8. And I'm going to showcase the disaster that this is in the next episode. So I'm going to run up here, get this waypoint, and kill this one little fucking trash pack, because go away. And, yeah. Thank you guys very much for joining me. I shall see you in the next episode. Take care, gentlemen.